looking for particular things. But if I'm just observing, no, I'm not observing. I'm looking at what goes by. If I'm observing and I'm only picking up, oh, I like that good piece of ass over there, I know I can grab it, then I'm not, look, observing. I'm scanning for a purpose.
Wow, she had to always come up with an example
No,
of that.
Ron, I'm saying it because I
I know,
want you to
I'm just
understand the scope of what the words you're using versus the things you need to do, what that implementation really means versus what you already have.
like. The tools available need to be activated. They need to be activated consistently. So with that being said,
If you consistently, that's what we call putting things in practice. When you practice certain behaviors, you get certain, okay, characteristics that define you. Okay, like I tell anybody, my how do you say the word, reputation precedes me, which means as soon as I go and programs or certain things who know of me or how I am, okay, they go Tracy with her dumb shit. My reputation precedes me. Here comes Tracy. Oh God, we gotta listen to her again. Okay, just don't rub her the right. Please don't start her. Even when I go back to Comar or I go in certain settings, and they'll tell you, oh boy, and that's their response as soon as I walk in the door. Or somebody go, oh, we're in trouble now. Then that's your reputation perceiving you. But if somebody told you, well, what is she about? Well, she well knows she'll speak her truth. She don't care how you like it or not. Okay, she got a good heart. Okay, but don't ever ask her certain things about sex. Just don't let the subject come up because she'll never stop talking. Well, Ron, that's me
okay.
and people perceiving me.
Okay, so what's the difference between that example and perception before they meet you? What's the difference between the two? They sound the same to me.
One will be true and one will be false. The true one will be, no, I experienced it for myself. I witnessed it for myself. So you can validate, yep, that's just how she is. A perception and you don't know and you don't have no experience into yourself, no, that's speculating with a lie.
Why is it so easy for? And this is another thing that bothers me. I'm,
Didn't I just say you're
why?
going to do it again? Look at your
Oh,
legs. I told you you're going to do it again.
how is it? And this is one that really crosses me. Bang. How is it that you are able to determine? Is it from a clinical aspect? Is it from your own experiences?
My own experience, Ron.
Is it from
I lived
is it
it.
from an analytical aspect?
No, Ron, I lived it.
Do you know what I'm getting ready to ask you?
I lived
Do
it.
you know
Then
what
I
I'm getting
had
ready
to
to ask
learn
you?
what the behaviors are.
Sweetheart.
And what am I to,
Hello, what am I getting ready to ask you?
Ron, you're trying to pinpoint.
What am I getting ready to ask you?
It doesn't make a difference what you're asking me. Look at the questions that have in line what they are.
she, I like that. What do you call that? Now, I didn't even ask the question, but you're telling me the answer already.
I'm not giving you an answer. That's how you're perceiving it.
And what did you perceive?
I didn't perceive anything. I listened to the line of questions that you asked me because you keep doing it. You call yourself being analytical. Now, here's the part what you don't get. No right, no wrong, no left, no right. So who's making judgments is a perception,
wait a minute.
but you and titles.
Tracy, if that is true, if there is no left, no right or wrong, no bad or good, so there is no judgment. And I wasn't being judgmental. I was ready to ask you a simple question.
No,
because
look at the questions you asked. Back it up, Ron. What questions did you ask me?
Huh?
What questions did you
No,
ask me?
I was going to ask you a question, period. Because I'm confused on one hand, and I need clarification.
I did clarify it.
Um,
The question was, did you experience it?
no, not that, but you answered that. You answered that.
Okay.
You answered that completely and very clearly. I got that. No, my other question, because you did it earlier today. That's why I said, is it experience? Is it clinical? Is it analytical?
It's none of
How do
the
you
above.
how do you able to say now? Say if a
Well, let me just answer
uh,
one question for you. When I said to you about certain characteristics, and I said you admire them in me, but when I said what you're really saying is I like them for myself. But character is not something I could give you.
no,
You have to develop it. You have to practice it, learn it, and accept and get rid of some other garbage in
yeah,
order to accumulate it so that it becomes your own. And
okay,
does
thank you.
experience do that? Well,
Yeah,
how do we acquire knowledge? We experience it, we tell stories about it, okay? Or
lovely.
we're exposed to it by other people's stories, okay? That have their feelings and emotions that we think, oh yeah, I got this other experience to it or feeling about it that makes me feel that I know this. No, you don't know it. You
Dang,
don't know it because you didn't live it. You didn't read about it, study, program yourself about it,
thank
and been
you.
in the environment of it.
Oh, thank you so much. See, you do work things out because it left out of her own mouth. I did not have to say it.
But listen to how you put it.
No.
You went with
Now
clinical.
here we go. You. The IUU statement now
Right,
coming from her.
because you did. You asked
Sweetness,
me. I am the you.
sweetness of my life.
Right,
I didn't ask
I
you.
am the you.
Sweetness. I didn't ask you the question yet to those three words, and you giving me explanations, and you just said something that was prophetic. Thank you. I needed to hear that, but I still didn't ask the question.
Well,
Cause you keep giving. It's like you being prompted to tell me some things I need to hear, and I appreciate the hell out of that last one you just said. Getting back, I said clinical, personal experience, and analytical. I say those three words for this question.
go ahead.
And I said you did it earlier today. And yes, this is a you statement. But like I said, the reason I'm asking the question is because I'm confused. But I need clarity, and I know you can give it to me because you've already shown me you have that ability to do that. With that being said, I noticed that when certain expressions are spoken, or words are said, or sentences are put together, or a statement made, what is it within those particular expressions, statement, or expressions would where you determine that some element or all of it is a lie?
Because listen to the statement, whatever. First of all, it has an attitude.
Yeah, that word has an
Second,
attitude.
it
Yeah,
has an ignorant statement of judgment on a base on either cultural or, but it has nothing to do so much, well, a little bit with ethics. But it has an attitude that kind of like gives it this flavor of ignorance. Now, ignorance
I agree with
means you
that right
don't
away.
actually know all the facts about this particular subject. So your answer is whatever,
Yeah, I agree
okay?
with that.
And
Hmm.
what you're actually saying is, excuse my ignorance, but because you know so much and I don't have the time for all your big words and shit, okay? You are excused because I'm walking ignorance and you want to know something. You could take your big words because you bougie, whatever, okay? Because that's for the important people and I'm not that important. Which is actually a bunch of bullshit. Instead of outright saying, well, I don't know what you say, could you explain it for me? Or I don't know what you're actually trying to get at because I've never heard it put that way. But people want to sound important that ain't important. Like, what does the garbage truck talk about sitting in a meeting with the executives from all the different companies talking about how they want to do strategy? Yo, it's like, are y'all fucked up? And I ain't got to be in the room with them people to say that's some fucked up shit. Better yet, here's one that you can really relate to.
Oh, no, you just gave me a beautiful example of, you covered most of
That's
it.
why I ask you sometime, Ron, who's your audience when you talking to me? Because I ain't the layman term,
Yeah,
okay? I'm talking to you in a kind of like,
commonality.
no, this is not a commonality. I like to
We
think of
both
us.
from the hood, baby. It's a good.
No, it's not. We're both from the hood, Ron. All I want to do is communicate with you basically on layman's terms. So if you speak in war stuff and I'm speaking mental health, yo, that ain't the conversation. I'm looking for the commonality, the norm, and the words that you know that I know that we're relating the same message to. That we are saying, okay, yeah, if you know, well, I would like to penetrate your pussy, or, oh, excuse me, I want to penetrate your vagina with my penis. And I'm saying, yeah, why can't you just say you want to fuck? I mean, but you understand what I'm saying? Some people want the nice words versus the bullshit, okay? Or, the words we use in everyday language when, excuse you, like we don't go through all that trauma drama. Sometimes we just want to speak our truth. But if you get in the habit of always coming up with the different terminologies and the big words, and here you want, it's fun to say fuck. I want to lick you like a lollipop. Or versus, well, I would like to wrap my, tongue around your penis. You be saying to look at the person like they spaced out. Like, what?
Or just come up with, baby, you know what? I love to just shove my face all up in your pussy.
There you go. So I'm
And,
saying to
and just
you,
and just let my tongue fall off inside of you, and then you spit it back out in my mouth.
Ryan,
Yes.
you got the gist of what I'm saying.
Yes,
but
I
the
do.
point of what I'm really
It's
trying
the
to get you
truth
to
too.
understand,
But go ahead.
truth statements versus pronunciation of the proper terminology versus the real truth of how you feel about the damn word that you try to project out there to say what you need and want.
I just said it.
You understand what I'm saying?
Oh, hell yeah. I sure do.
So in this environment, we're home.
Mm-hmm.
Let your hair down. You ain't got none. Look, I want to get real. I'm bald headed. I know I'm follically challenged. But hey, I like it when somebody touch me. You know what I'm saying? Be real. Find the words that your partner is saying, that you both relate to. There's no spirituality. There's no protocol here. Look, bitch, if you feel like you in a bitchy boat, because look, sometimes I don't want to talk. I want to get that screwed off move. Like I told you a long time. We speak for information. We speak to vent and we speak in reference to our needs, wants, and desires. Don't nobody care how you feel about something. That's still venting. Save it for your mama and the trauma, for the people who need to hear it. It ain't the everyday conversation. I do not walk out the door and say, did I tell you, my husband, he was unfaithful? Yo, they don't care. They don't even know that ain't part of their life. That ain't part of their reality. So you talk about the things that are important to you and that particular situation with that part of that conversation within that realm. I'm not going to stand at the bus stop talking about the meeting, you know what I'm saying, that I had with, my colleagues, and they're asking for, how do I find out what time the bus is coming at this stop? Yo, we're in two twilight zone here. And that's the kind of conversation I'm trying to get you to see that we really need to talk about. Because if you're feeling, I want to be unfaithful, or I want to switch partners, or I want a threesome, you need to articulate that. If we're in this relationship and we're talking spirituality and you want something else or you want to do something else, Ron, then this is not the marriage arrangement that you are looking for. You say, I want a spirituality journey, but I don't want a marriage. I don't want a connection. You don't say those words, okay, and do these things. They're contrary, and unfortunately, that's the world we live in on the outside. But home
Totally different.
is different. Say what you mean and mean what you say.
I would love to continue on this spiritual journey.
But you're sleepy.
I would love to continue on this spiritual journey, but I would also love to continue to have my wife in any capacity that she is. I cannot afford to push any more buttons. Break my fingers if you see me pointing towards you again.
Ron, unfortunately, you did not speak all that truth out. And your truth is what's stopping everything right now.
Unfortunately, right now, that's why I have everything for the first time in, wow, it's a shame, but I have to say it for what it is. It's the first time in my life that I have everything I need in place in order to be able to move forward the way I need to, and not by myself. You can say the words, but that's not the message I'm getting. But I have everything in place. Now, the downside to that, and it's a big one, is you. You said it yourself, Ron. You got this going on, you got that going on. I don't have this going on, I have that going on. So now we gotta figure out, it may not be in my purview to find out something for you to have going on. Because I want to keep you in the loop in everything I'm doing. My meetings, my therapy, whatever I'm doing, school. We had a discussion about that. We didn't even do that. And I was looking forward to doing that with you. But if that's not what you want to do, I can respect that because that is something I need to do. I have to do. There's people that eat me $1.50 a month. It's not even about the money no more. It's about getting it done. Okay? So you have to find. Just like you put me on this path with his guidance and his help, he's moving me to ask you to do the same thing for yourself because it starts with self. You taught me that. And if I don't recognize my shortcomings, if I don't say, well, baby, you know what? You say with freedom like there's no tomorrow, like breathing. I'm a fucked up individual, and God forgive me for saying that. I don't like the cussing. I can't stand it. For me.
But look what you married.
But look. I heard someone say on more than one occasion, you was never like that.
That's correct.
So it's not like you cannot get back at it if you want that.
That's the same thing I've been saying to you.
So what I'm doing is what you asked me to do. I'm going to do it. But right now, I just now started these little journeys, the schooling. I have to, I saw the little date you put on your little envelope there. It'll be done before that. But everything else is just starting. Let's see where he's pointing the direction after allow whatever purpose he has.
That's why I said, Ron, at this particular time, I need to move out of your way.
Move out of my way, but don't move too far. Because guess what?
Because if you want this marriage, you still have to speak your truth.
And that's the purpose of these groups and these meetings to help me face my demons.
I didn't go that far, but I'm just saying.
Tracy?
Listen.
Tracy?
Because
this is
in
time.
This time frame, Ron, hear me. You have hurt me greatly.
Oh, yeah, I did.
And then you wasted time like there's no tomorrow.
Tracy, I did that too, yes.
So I'm asking you, Ron, even though I need answers and I'm about sick and tired of waiting for this truth to be spoken, I gotta move out of your way.
Tracy, you said that 2 times in the last 5 minutes.
Do you know why?
Would you like to do the third time? You don't have to.
It's up to you because guess what? I asked you to speak your truth like truth rattles off the tongue.
Off of Tracy's tongue.
No, not Tracy's tongue.
Oh, yes, it does.
No. Truth rattles off your tongue, Ron. Let me ask you, if I said, tell me your name, your address, and your social security number, it goes like this. Tracy Plummer, 4611 Blakiston, blah, 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 blah.
Yep.
And so does truth, Ron.
Uh-huh.
You see, the time you slow down, the time you hesitate, that's a time where lies come in because it says, That's
why I asked you that question because, see, you don't.
Ron.
I could come up with that one.
Ron.
Hesitation means that, and it's true, that could be considered one of the, we call it characteristic of a person telling a lie. And I can see what it is. We used another word, association. Well, with that coupled with the association, it's automatically considered to be a lie.
No, it does not,
Or
Ron.
at the very least, a consideration
if
of
you don't fix it right away when somebody asks you,
then
that's your second clue. Then you want time,
Tracy,
and you come up with something totally stupid and retarded.
Well, that's what.
Then it officially becomes a lie.
Well, guess what? I'm not retarded, and it's official. I told you, I have to face these demons.
Ron, that's why I said what I said. Enough said, right?
Yeah, Tracy, enough said.
Now lay down and go to sleep, or you go ahead and do what you need to do. Because look what time it is. It's almost time for you to get your rug together and then do your dinner.
Matter of fact, before I do that, I want to see something. While you're still here, awake.
Because I don't know what's going on with Gabe.
Guess what? I'm not going to call Gabe now. Next time the phone call comes from you. I called him twice.